Do you want to be powerful? What is power? Power is the conscious ability to create what you want. All power boils down to the ability to create what you want. Now, in order to have the ability to create what you want, you have to own the situation. A victim has no power. I didn't see it coming. I don't know what to do. It's their fault. There's nothing I could do about it. I'm helpless. Nobody understands. I can't do anything about it. A victim has no power. And as children, we begin as victims. But as we move into adolescence and into adulthood, we start to see that we do have the ability to do something about it. We can learn what happened and how to not have the trauma happen again. We can learn how the world works. We can learn that if we press the accelerator and don't hold the steering wheel, the car crashes. Right? The first time we do it, we didn't know. But the second time we do it, if we don't want to crash the car, we can hold the steering wheel before pressing the accelerator. Now, I recently talked with a woman on Filipino Cupid. And we're exchanging our first conversations, and what she told me was that she had wasted 7 years of her life while she was in Saudi Arabia because the relationship did not result in a marriage. So she wasted 7 years of her life. And she blamed the guy, right? What she said was, he allowed me to believe that we could get married. He didn't tell me that his parents would object to the marriage, because that's what she said. She said that she wanted to marry him. He liked her. She liked him. But the parents said no. The parents said that she was not suitable to be married. Now, what's interesting to me about this is that at the same time she's telling me that it's his fault because he allowed her to believe, she's also telling me that you cannot trust the world. You can only trust your parents, your family. So she's saying that she will put her family first as well. So she will do exactly what he did. He will put his family first, and his family rejected her. She will put her family first, and maybe her family will reject whoever it is that she likes, right? So she is the same with this guy. And she spent 7 years with him. And I said, does this mean that you are going to blame and reject every man who doesn't marry you? Because we're just getting to know each other, but there's a 95% chance that I'm not going to marry you either. Do you think that that's a waste of your time? Because I don't want to waste your time. And I also said, what about your ability to talk to his parents? Meaning, why are you surprised by his behavior after 7 years of supposedly knowing him, taking the time to understand him? learning about him, right? Why is this a surprise? Do you know so little about someone you'd want to marry that after 7 years, the fact that he puts his parents' recommendation first, is that a shock to you when you put your parents first as well? Right? And she said, well, you don't understand. He allowed me to believe, right? So she's giving all of her power to this guy in Saudi Arabia while she's being an OFW. All her power is over there. He did it. Now, I'm just knowing her for 1 hour at this point. We're just talking for 1 hour. But already I know that if I enter her life, I am number 2. Her family is first, and I am second, right? Because she's told me. Already I know that she will blame the man if the man doesn't marry her, right? So I already know she will blame me. She will tell other people in the future if Dane didn't marry me, he allowed me to believe there was a chance, he allowed this, and so I wasted my time. Now, I also know that she's not a grateful person, right? She didn't thank him for anything. I said, so for 7 years, he chose you. He could have picked 100 million women, but he picked you for 7 years. For 7 years, he gave you gifts. For 7 years, he held you. For 7 years, he listened to your problems. For 7 years, he helped you. For 7 years, he talked with you. He cuddled you. For 7 years, he made love with you. He helped your body to feel better. But you think that's a waste of your time. You are telling a lie that your life would have been better, meaning you could have picked any other man on the planet. But you picked him because you liked him the most. And he allowed you to spend 7 years with him. And you have no gratitude, no appreciation. You consider it an entire waste of time. But what's the real waste of time? What if she's living in Saudi Arabia as an OFW? She has no friends, no lovers, no one buying her gifts at all for her entire life. That is a waste of a life. Right? So the truth is that being with him was better than being alone for those 7 years, or she wouldn't have done it. Right? But even though it was much better than nothing, she still blames him. It's his fault. Now, I, of course, have different girlfriends around the world that haven't married me as well. I spent 1 year with this one. I spent 3 years with this one. I spent 2 weeks with this one. They didn't marry me. But I don't feel they wasted my time. I'm grateful that each one of them brought value to my life. Each one gave me some gift, some experience, even if it was hard. I learned something how I didn't want to do it the next time. So I don't resent even the difficult relationships in my past, because I learned things, how to do it better the next time, right? And so my relationship today is better because I have more experience, because I have more skills, because I know what I like and I know what I don't like. I know how to do it badly, so I also know how to do it better. So I'm thankful to the women who have loved me for a day, for a year, for a decade. I'm thankful for the women who have chosen to share some of their knowledge, some of their gifts, some of their time, some of their feelings with me. But she had no thanks for him, only blame. Now, at the same time, I showed her some of my art, some of my books, some of my flower arrangements, and she had no compliments. So she's telling me in this hour, I am someone who blames men, and I am not easily giving thanks. I don't compliment you. I just take the good things for granted. Why not? But the bad things I punish you for. So I learned in 1 hour that the man is number 2 in her life, that she doesn't want to take responsibility for her choices, that she blames the men for not marrying her. She doesn't say, why did I pick this guy? Or why am I not someone that he would fight more for? Or why don't I find someone who will marry me? Because that's all her power. She doesn't do that. Instead, she looks outside and she gives all her power away. She must wait helpless as a victim for a good man, a serious man to come into her life, right? And I said, would you like to read one of my books so that you can learn how to pick a good man? She says, no, I don't like books, right? I'm too lazy to learn how to make responsible choices. I just want to blame the man. I will make whatever choice I want to make. I will keep repeating my mistakes I don't want to learn. So in 1 hour, she showed me I'm not grateful. I blame men. Men are second-class citizens in my life. She said, I thought maybe I don't need a man, maybe I do, but maybe it's nice to have a man to tell all my problems to. So why not? In other words, she wants a man to show up and be nice to her so that she can give all her problems to the man. And then she wants to blame that man if he doesn't want to marry her. Well, do you want to find a man who gives you all of his problems and then punishes you that you didn't marry him? Right? So she's saying she's self-centered. She's focused on herself, not on the other person. So I'm not responsible. I don't want to learn. I'm not appreciative. I blame the man. And the man is a second-class citizen who I want so that I can give my problems to. So in 1 hour, I said goodbye. I don't want to pursue this relationship because I don't want to spend 7 years with someone who is going to blame me, who is not going to be grateful, who is not interested in learning. Because I tried to show her some techniques she could use to pick a man the next time, but she didn't want to learn anything. She just wanted to argue. So I also know she's a good arguer, but she's not a good student. In other words, she's a terrible wife. But she's not interested to learn to be a good wife. She's interested in blaming the man for not choosing her. That is the path of victimhood. So we can all learn from her story, right? I like blaming women, right? It's easy, it's cheap, right? Oh, these dumb women, why don't they appreciate me? This and that, right? It's easy because I don't have to change. Or I can look at, what is it that I can do to be a better partner? What is it that I can do to pick better partners? Right? What is it that I can do to teach a partner that wants to grow, that wants to learn to become a better partner? What is it that I can do to be happy alone enjoying my time before I find a better partner. These are things that give me power. They give me the ability to create more of what I want. How about you? Do you want to be powerful? Do you want to learn how to ask good questions? To be able to predict which man is reliable and which one isn't in different areas? Do you want to understand that? Or do you want to let life happen and just feel like a victim?